Hello. Today we were playing By Your Hands. This is a newest update that came out, I think, on the 3rd of this month. But this came out within the last few days. So, this is going to start day 4 for Brendan. Freshman experience. That's what my first class that day was called. It was a required course for all first-year students meant to help us develop the academic skill to participate in curricular and co-curricular activities and multi-generational community of learning. So again, to learn how to learn something like that. And what happened to Tucker had always set us back in that department. After welcoming us for what should have been our second day, Professor Reed made sure everyone knew about the announcements from the previous day's morning classes. Then, looking vaguely annoyed that it was even a necessity, she did her best to get us caught up. The plan apparently had been to start with discussing how primary, secondaries, and apexes all interacted with each other, how each of them fit into their own social needs, and how those social niches affected one another. How they thought about themselves, how we all thought about ourselves. After that, we would have been assigned a short essay, just 2 pages, double-spaced 12-point font, on our own life experience and our social needs. Those essays would then be exchanged on the second day of that class with someone of a different social needs, and our assignment would have been to write a personal commentary response to the one we were given to read. Since the plan had been derailed, however, we were going to do the writing in class, exchange essays at the end of class, and have our commentary response things returned to our commentary response things ready to be turned in next week. Easy. Or maybe not so much. I stared down my open book, slumping in my seat. What exactly was I supposed to write? So I had interacted with plenty of primaries and secondaries at the lab complex, Camille's family as well as Connor and his uncle for starters. I knew I was different from them. Knew that very well, as a matter of fact. As for how exactly it felt to be a predator, an apex one at that, well, I sighed, tapped the empty lying page with my pencil, tried to think of something, anything to write. Not exactly, of course, but close enough. Grew up in a diverse though somewhat isolated community, having to watch myself around my non-predator friends. Maybe I wouldn't even have to play down my interest about how things were outside the lab complex after all that much. Yeah, I could have made that work. With that, I started writing. Once I put a few words down in the notebook page, wasn't taunting me with its blankness, it was pretty easy to get myself into a good flow. Putting the thoughts in my head into more and better words. Putting those words down onto the page as well. One sentence, then another, and another. That was one paragraph down. All around me I could hear the other students working on their essays. The scratching pens and pencils on paper. The occasional call for idle murmur. From the row directly in front of me, a pair of animals chatting with one another. Saw on the news last night. Pretty fucked up, huh? I closed my jaw, trying to think of the right way to word what I wanted to write down. Yeah, another one. You guys talking about that guy they found downtown? Creepy, right? Especially right after what happened the day before yesterday. Then I quiet grunt of frustration scribbled a couple of random lines in the margin of my notebook. Then, with another huff, I erased them. They just found his body this time, right? Yeah, police don't even know who it is. They say he might have been a wino, but don't you three have something to be working on instead of gossiping? Yes, ma'am, sorry. Aside, set my pencil down near the bridge of my snout, right in the corners of my eyes, taking a deep breath, and then let it out slowly. It was almost done. I was almost done with my essay. Just needed a few more lines to finish off. Just needed to focus. Focus. I couldn't focus. As quietly and discreetly as I could, I stood in my seat, coughed to clear my throat before leaning forward, hesitated, and almost sat back and forgot all about it, but forced myself to speak up. Hey, the beaver sitting in front of me and to my right turned his head. Yeah? What is that you guys were just talking about? He stared at me for a long moment. The ferret sitting in front of me and to my left turned to look back at as well. Why do you want to know? I shrugged. I didn't hear about whatever happened downtown last night, so I was curious. The two mammals glanced at one another. The ferret shrugged. The beaver spoke up in a quiet voice. Some guy was murdered, and last night they found his body in the middle of the park downtown. Just his body. He drew a finger across his neck. Oh. I see. Kind of like what happened to Tucker, right? Except like the opposite. The police are looking into whether they're related. So that satisfies your curiosity. We kind of need to get back to work here. Right. Yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. The ferret turned away, hunched over his desk. The beaver gave me another glance before doing the same. I sat back in my seat, trying not to let out too heavy of a sigh and resumed writing my essay as well. Trying to focus, trying not to think about Tucker's murder and now the possibly related murder of someone else too. Professor Reed gave us a 10-minute warning towards the end of the class, telling us to wrap up if we were still writing. Then 5 minutes before sending us off, she told us to find someone not of our social needs with whom to exchange papers. As I tore the page with mine out of my notebook, scrambling mentally to think up the best way to approach someone, I caught movement out of the corner of my eye. The beaver in front of me had turned to the ferret sitting next to him, but apparently the ferret had always exchanged essays with the buck sitting to his left. So he turned his right, only to find a horse sitting there. He cranched his neck to look behind him, and he locked eyes with me. Quickly turned away, hesitated, glanced back at me again, and cleared his throat. Hey, you exchanged essays with anyone yet? Not yet. Well then, you ain't here throwing out paper page at me. Oh sure, here. You trade papers with another. He still looked unsure, so I tried to give him a closed lip smile while glancing at the header of his essay. Thanks, Lucas. No problem. He took a look at the top of the page in his hand. Rex. So, yeah. He turned back around in his seat. What seemed to be the end of that interaction. Not quite as smooth as how things had gone with Owen. Guess I still need to work on the whole cultivating a social life thing. But hey, as I already managed it before, I just needed to keep at it. With that, class came to an end. On to the next one. Hey, just checking in. Hey, I'm just getting out of comp. Are you still up for hanging out? Of course, y'all about the fountain. Good for you? Sure, sounds good to me. See you there? Yeah, see you there, man. Hey, question real quick. Have you heard from Camille at all recently? Nope, haven't heard from him. Something up? Nah, just checking. Anyway, see you soon. Outside, still staring at my phone screen. All the thumbs up Connor had replied with after that last message while trudging down the sidewalk. My thumb swiped across the screen, stretching over to the messages I sent Camille. Still no reply. Honestly, I was starting to get a little worried. The crocodile hadn't ever been that radio silent before. Had something happened, either with Wyatt or the rest of the football team? He'd been talking so much about how they needed to figure things out now that Tucker was dead. Kind of like what happened to Tucker, right? Except like the opposite. The police are even looking into whether they're related. I was quick to send off another message to Camille. Hey man, just checking in. Are you alright? Deep breath in, slow breath out. It was probably nothing. He was probably just caught up in himself with his other friends and would reply whenever he got the chance. Or maybe he was still in class and couldn't reply. That was probably it. They said he might have been a wino, but... Rex, hello? Come in, Rex. I denied that a quiet yelp as I was jotting down my thoughts. Colin was staring at me, brow furrowed and confused and concerned. The rooster slowly pulled his hand away from my face and lowered to his side. You good, man? Yeah. Just, thinking. Well, you should probably watch where you're going. Almost walked right into the fountain. Oh. Alright. Thanks. Alright, seriously, what's going on? He reached out, setting his hands on my tense shoulders, knitting with his fingers, hunching forward a bit to look me right in the eyes. Bad day in class? Stomach ache? Someone tried to start and sit with you? Just send me their names and out. No, nothing like that. I shrugged. I just haven't heard from Camille all day, and I'm freaking myself out a little bit over it. Oh. He stepped away, brow furrowing once more. Probably just busy with the football team. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I don't know. Shifting from foot to foot, trying to keep my jaw from tensing too tight, they go over to the fountain level to one of the benches near it. Connor gestured for me to sit down. I took the invitation. As I plopped down onto the bench, he leaned forward to look up at my face, his warm, soothing expression did wonders and helped me to calm down. Come on, Rex. Out with it. What's got you freaking out, huh? Did you hear about that murder guy who was found downtown? I sat back, blinking as I blurted out the thought which had been prickling at the back of my mind since freshman experience. Why? With a low growl of frustration, I whirled at the crown of my head and down the bridge of my snout. I don't know, apparently people think he might have been a wino, but if they aren't sure because his head was. And crocodiles look pretty close to rhinos physically. Whoa, slow down. Yeah. I don't know. Apparently people think he might have been a wino, but if they aren't sure because his head was. Crocodiles look pretty close to rhinos and physically. And whoa, slow down. Okay, so the text did out automatically. I didn't do that. Again, he grabbed my shoulder and gave it a firm, kneading squeeze. Look, I get it, but you're overthinking this. I mean, what would Camille even be doing downtown anyway? Well, it wouldn't people at the lab have noticed if he went missing? That was a good point. Camille didn't need to bust himself in and out of the lab complex just like I did. If he hadn't returned the night before, then there probably would have been an uproar in the morning. I didn't really interact with the researchers much outside of tests and examinations and stuff, but surely I would have heard something about it. Another squeeze. Come on, deep breaths. It's alright. Everything's alright. A deep breath in, filling up my lungs, a slow, steady breath out to blow away all the tension and anxiety. Alright, thanks. And sorry for, hey, don't worry about it. He jostled my arm with that usual bright, brimming grin of his. Come on, why don't we get your mind off of it? Anything you want to do? Anywhere you want to go? Yeah, well, again I brushed a hand over the crown of my head. You want to grab an early lunch and just hang out until 1? got biolab at that time. Sure. Sounds good to me. If they're still setting things up in a dining hall though, so student center, if you'd rather not leave campus. He hopped to his feet and brushed himself off, then turned to clap me on the shoulder. Come on, let's get going. Right. We sat together, him leading the way, if I didn't really need it anymore, considering to take his job as my tour guide pretty seriously. Glanced at me every so often to make sure I was keeping pace, throwing out the occasional bit of light-hearted banter to keep the mood up. As I appreciate it, I really did. See, I couldn't stop darker thoughts from prickling at the very back of my mind. These in the student center looked like they had settled into an equilibrium. Other students were coming and going, laughing and chattering and gathering together to take a break from their classes. Neither a large crowd packed into the lounge area, filling the air with the dull roar of dozens of different voices, nor tiny groups huddling together and starting near silence. Just a normal day on campus, only a few security guards posted here and there to keep an eye on things, acting as a reminder of what had happened. Connor and I made our way over to a restaurant. Halfway through the sitting area, I stumbled to a halt, stared, finally blew out the last of the tension in my shoulder, chest, and jaw in a heavy sigh when I caught sight of Camille sitting hunched over at one of the tables. There, you see, Camille's fine. There's nothing to worry about. Now come on. Hey. You sit there, you look at a hand to wave in the car down while making my way over. Oh. Salam, Rex. How's it going? It's going. You've kind of been worrying me, man. Been texting you since yesterday, but you never texted back. Huh? You have? He pulled out his phone, unlocking and swiping through it with a thumb. Then he went and looked back up at me. Sorry, just been super busy with the football team and all that. Well, do you have some free time to hang out with me and Connor? I gestured to the rooster as he moved up beside me. Maybe get something to eat since we're all here. Sure, I was gonna get in line and get something in a little bit anyway. Sure, let's go in. There were only one or two other students ahead of us, other animals who had the same idea to get lunch earlier. Maybe this was the only point they had in their schedules. All three of us were able to quickly grab some food, pay, and return to Carladon's table. A veggie burger for Camille, some chili fries, vegan for Connor. Considering who I was sharing a meal with today, I thought it was best to grab the popcorn and shrimp again. Then we all took our seats and dug in. Camille coughed, cleared his throat, and took a large gulp of his drink. Connor idly balanced his leg while poking at his fries with a plastic fork. So, you said you're busy with the football team, Camille. Yeah. If you can believe it, Liam actually stepped in to be the team captain. I mean, he was pretty much Tucker's right-hand man, so I guess it made sense, but still. Good for him. Yeah, good for him. But he's been running all the rest of us pretty wagged, trying to make up for the lost schedule. That seemed pretty chill to me. Yeah, it's probably just him dealing with the stress of everything, too. How about you? You holding up with, everything? Yeah, just trying to focus on getting through my classes and all that. Good, that's good. I did kind of freak out a little bit after not hearing from you, but it's nothing major. Oh? Yeah, you heard about some guy getting murdered downtown the same way that Tucker was, and yeah. Oh. Also, McCum, I'm really sorry I worry you, then. It's fine, really. The crocodile grunted, side lit from me over to Connor. Oh, how about you, man? You know, keep me a little quiet over there. Yeah, just feeling a little tired out myself. Work stuff. Still working out. Still working. You still working for your uncle? Yep. Wait, you are? I turned to him at the roost. I turned to look at the rooster as well. He swallowed another mouthful, took a sip of his drink to wash it down, and nodded. Yeah, he started up his own maintenance business a couple of years back, and I've been helping out, doing odd jobs and stuff, you know? Oh, well, that answered that question. Cool. Good, you guys keeping busy, man? Yep, trying to at least. I popped a few more pieces of shrimp into my mouth, chewed, swallowed. Tried to think of something to break the silence. Gotta be a couple of weeks. Gotta make sure the newbies are up to speed and that the guys are all ready to crush it. He chuckled through another mouthful of his burger and gotta make sure we do Tucker proud, you know? Yeah. Well, let me know when it's happening so me and Connor can be there to cheer you on. You wanna be there? Well, yeah, of course. Right, Connor? As he swallowed down a few more fries, Connor nodded. Yeah, it could be fun. Is your dad gonna be cool with you staying out for it? Well, me going to college is all about developing my socialization, right? So you'll probably get the full experience. True. Well then, alright. Gotta make sure to score at least one touchdown, especially for you. The crocodile reached over to clap me on the shoulder with a wide, beaming grin. We continued to chat while finishing off our food, going back and forth, wandering from topic to topic. It was nice, if a little awkward at first. Finally, hanging out with both Connor and Camille again felt good. By the time I had to start getting ready for my lab tour, all three of us were laughing and joking around together, like all those years since Connor and his uncle had left the lab complex hadn't happened. Just like things used to be. The rest of the day passed pretty quickly. Before I knew it was time once again to head up to Brendan's office. As always, the history building seemed to be pretty much empty around that time. Only one security guard watched the entrance. He gave me a nod as I passed by. The door was propped open when I reached it. I could hear low voices coming from inside. Brendan's bassy rumble, Owen's quiet mumbling. It was later than I arrived the last few times. They were probably in the middle of their usual meeting with one another. I knew they were probably just waiting outside for the pair to finish up. They didn't want to interrupt, especially if Brendan was having that talk with Owen he mentioned the night before. But pulled my phone out and occupied myself with one of the few apps Dr. Abraham had allowed me to put on a puzzle game to train critical thinking skills. It was actually pretty fun, and it was a pretty good way to pass the time too. I got so focused on it, I didn't even notice Brendan calling my name until he gave my soda a gentle poke. Rex? Oh, Brendan. Mr. Baker. I cleared my throat and tucked my phone back in my pocket. How are things going? They're going very well. Owen and I were just finishing up with our conversation. He turned to give the orca a nod and a warm, reassuring smile. The orca nodded in return while getting to his feet, then gave me a quick glance, though he shifted from foot to foot, looking like he wanted to duck his head in embarrassment. There was a smile on his face as well. Yeah, good. That's good then. So everything's all good? Yes, indeed. Although there's one more matter to address before Owen heads off. Watching looked from me to Owen and back again, his expression growing a little playful, maybe a little nervous as well. There's a new exhibit that's opening at the museum downtown next week. I could already tell where he was going with that. It's not a prehistoric exhibit, is it? No. He cleared his throat and flickered one of his ears a few times before continuing. It's actually about some of the proclivity world herbivore nations, their lives and culture and all that. I wanted to check it out, see if it would be something Kevin would be interested in before taking him next Saturday. And well, the more the merrier, right? Sure. The orca winks at his own outburst. The orca winks at his own outburst, but nothing could keep the smile off his face for long. He shifted from foot to foot, almost screaming in excitement. That, sounds like fun. I'll have to check with my parents, but I really like to go, yeah. Excellent. And how about you, Rex? Spending time with both Brennan and Owen, well, that sounds like the executive thing that we've been talking about doing some time, didn't it? I think I'd be up for that, yeah. I almost asked who's Cameron, but didn't want to spoil the moment. Something for later, maybe. That's settled. I'll keep you boys posted. We can all figure out the best way to go together. Okay? Sounds good to me. That tingling flutter in my chest, and as I looked at Brennan, that warmth, and I stared and smiled with Owen, I couldn't get enough of that feeling. Like I was just a normal animal spending time with my mentor and a new good friend. That warm, tingling feeling stayed with me as we said our farewells, Owen heading out while I waited for Brennan to gather up his stuff. It stayed with me throughout the ride with Brennan back to the lab complex. It lasted all the way until I arrived back at Dr. Abraham's house. A deep breath in, slow and steady, as I glared at the thing which had ruined my good mood. I was sitting on my desk in my room, looking almost innocent, familiar enough so to only draw a heaved out sigh from deep within me. Embarrassing, especially after I glanced on the scribbled note stuck to the brown paper bag next to it. Need a fresh bottle sample for some tests I've been running overnight. Please provide a handover while I arrive this evening. Dr. A. I crumpled the note and tossed it in the trash, then took a look at the specimen cup to see what kind of sample the researchers needed. And there it was, plain as day on the label. Rex A. Ejaculate, sample 18B. Another sigh. I understand why they would need something like that to ensure an endocrine and gonad health, and sperm viability, and to track general development and well-being. I've heard it all before over the years, but I never heard anything about Connor or Camille having to ejaculate into a cup for the researchers to run tests on. Well, I probably wouldn't get over and done with. I carried the specimen cup over to my bed, stripped down, and got myself comfortable for what I was about to do. Didn't take long to get myself going. His deep, rumbling voice, the way he looked when he blushed. His big, burly body and warm, inviting eyes. There was bitter, spicy tingle of his scent. Once the specimen cup was filled, I put the lid back on and sealed it. Then I dropped it into the brown paper bag for discretion's sake. I'll wait to hand over to Dr. Abraham later on. Sniffed the air, grunted, rubbed a hand over the wrist of my warm, stinging snout. I definitely had to take a shower after all that, both to wash off the sweat of the day and to get rid of all those pheromones pouring off of me. As I stepped into the bathroom, my thoughts turned to how I should spend the evening, what I should have for dinner, what I should occupy myself with until Dr. Abraham arrived home. Maybe some studying or some homework. College get started on reading Lucas's essay for that freshman experience assignment. Or maybe I could finally start watching some of those shows Brennan had been recommending. Another grunt as I turned the shower on. I had plenty of time to think it over under the hot, steamy, refreshing water. Hello. This one's more set up for the next few builds, but I promise you that will be worth it. Oh well, how did you enjoy the game so far? That's great. I'm so glad you enjoyed it considering all the hard work me and Nemo put into the game. Since you enjoyed this game so much, I'd love it if you rate this game on itch.io for us. Just click on the itch.io button in the top right corner and rate the game. If you choose a lot, oh. You choose a lot of lustful choices, certain scenes will change drastically. So read those lines if you want more abundance route. Maybe some studying or some homework could always get started on reading Lucas's essay for that freshman experience assignment. Or maybe I could finally start watching some of those shows Brennan had been recommending. Another grunt as I turned the shower on. I had plenty of time to think it over under the hot, steamy, refreshing water. Hello. This one's more set up for the next few builds, but I promise you that it will be worth it. Oh well, how did you enjoy the game so far? That's great. I'm so glad you enjoyed it considering all the hard work me and Nemo put into the game. Since you enjoyed this game so much, I'd love if you would rate this game on itch.io for us. Just click on the itch.io button in the top right corner and rate the game. If you choose a lot of lustful choices, certain scenes will change drastically. So read those scenes if you want more abundance route. If you haven't already, try getting as close to Owen as possible while doing abundance route. You might have to make a few different choices on day one. Also, there are certain choices that might appear which allow Owen to get more involved in abundance route. Try experimenting to get access to those scenes. Join my mailing list to get updates on the game as well as some fun blogs. That's everything. Thank you for sticking with me. I'll see you next time. See you later. So here's the creator's Patreon here. So you download the game, you can click these links here, and you'll have access to the other places that the game is at. Like you want to download, if you want to go to Discord or wait on itch.io or get emails, you can click on these links here. So we got to see Owen smile. Usually he's very nervous and maybe even scared even, but it's nice to see him smile. And there was a murder last night. Somebody got killed down at a park, I think, and they killed a person. The person was murdered similarly to Tucker, and some of the students in the class thought it might have been connected, and the person doing it apparently was a wino. At least that's what they suspect who did it. Now Rex, he thought that it could possibly be Camille who did it. Now Camille, he hasn't been answering any of Rex's texts, which is weird. And when Rex finally told him about it, we found it in the library, in the cafeteria, I think. I meant, not library, but in the cafeteria. We found him in the cafeteria and told him that he's been sending text messages. That's when Camille opened his phone and looked over the text messages and saw that, yeah, he's been texting you. So he was very surprised, but that's kind of unusual. I mean, that's kind of unusual. He would check his phone. She would check his phone regularly, but then to go without checking his phone for such a long period of time, it does make me a little bit suspicious. But I don't think it was Camille, because he even said it earlier in the game that he owes Tucker a lot because he was able to get on the football team. He's able to be a football player because of Tucker. So it would be strange for Camille to be the one who killed Tucker. I mean, why would you kill somebody that did something for you, that did you a big favor? And he always spoke highly of Tucker. Now, if he did do it, what reason would he do it? I have no idea. I don't know, it has something to do with the whole primary, secondary predator thing. And I don't know. But again, he's a crocodile. I mean, so while he is kind of like a wino, he's not. He's actually not. He's a crocodile. But again, he does look kind of similar to a wino, so maybe people confuse that. Well, the people who suspected him, well, not him, but maybe the people who suspected the murderer of being a wino. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think it was Camille. Could be wrong, but I highly doubt it was Camille because he owes Tucker a lot. And why would you kill somebody who did you something big by having you accepted to a football team? So seems like things at the university are starting to get slowly back to normal. Not as many security guards as there were initially. And there are less security guards, and students are starting to get back into doing their assignments. So I wonder when we'll finally get to see bills for Camille and Connor. Because so far we pretty much been getting nothing but Brendan updates. kind of more interesting, Camille and Connor, but I don't mind Mr. Cart. I don't mind Brendan. So both Brendan and Rex have to be kind of careful because it's still ultimately a teacher, a student, professor relationship. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for this update right now. Enjoyed it, and kind of got my attention when the students mentioned about the murderer, about there being a murder in the description of the murderer. That got my attention in this update. So that's all I have for now. All the information for the game's description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye. Maybe some studying or some homework could always get started on reading Lucas's essay for that freshman experience assignment. Or maybe I could finally start watching some of those shows Brendan had been recommending. Another glance I turned the shower on. I had plenty of time to think it over under the hot, steaming, refreshing water. Hello. This one's more set up for the next few builds, but I promise you that it would be worth it. Overall, how do you enjoy the game so far? That's great. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, considering all the hard work me and Nemo put into the game. Since you enjoyed this game so much, I'd love if you would rate this game a itch.io for us. Just click on the itch.io button in the top right corner and rate the game. If you choose a lot of lustful choices, certain scenes will change drastically. So read those scenes if you want more of Brendan's route. If you haven't already, try getting as close to Owen as possible while doing Brendan's route. You might have to make a few different choices on day one. Also, there are certain choices that might appear which allow Owen to get more involved in Brendan's route. Try experimenting to get access to those scenes. Join my mailing list to get updates on the game as well as some fun blogs. That's everything. Thank you for sticking with me. I'll see you next time. See you later. So here's the creator's Patreon here. So you download the game, you can click these links here and you'll have access to the other places that the game is at. Like you want to download, you want to go to Discord or wait on itch.io or get emails. You can click on these links here. So we got to see Owen smile. Usually he's very nervous and maybe even scared even, but it's nice to see him smile. And there was a murder last night. Somebody got killed down at a park, I think, and they killed a person. The person was murdered similarly to Tucker, and some of the students in the class thought it might have been connected, and the person doing it apparently was a wino. At least that's what they suspect who did it. Now Rex, he thought that it could possibly be Camille who did it. Now Camille, he hasn't been answering any of Rex's texts, which is weird. And when Rex finally told him about it, we found it in the library, in the cafeteria, I think. I meant, not library, but in the cafeteria. We found him in the cafeteria and told him that he's been sending text messages. That's when Camille opened his phone and looked over the text messages and saw that, yeah, he's been texting you. So he was very surprised, but that's kind of unusual. I mean, that's kind of usual. I figured he would check his phone. She would check his phone regularly, but then to go without checking his phone for such a long period of time, it does make me a little bit suspicious. But I don't think it was Camille, because he even said it earlier in the game that he owes Tucker a lot because he was able to get on the football team. He's able to be a football player because of Tucker. So it would be strange for Camille to be the one who killed Tucker. I mean, why would you kill somebody that did something for you, that did you a big favor? And he always spoke highly of Tucker. Now, if he did do it, what reason would he do it? I have no idea. I don't know, it has something to do with the whole primary, secondary predator thing. And I don't know. But again, he's a crocodile. I mean, so while he is kind of like a wino, he's not. He's actually not. He's a crocodile. But again, he does look kind of similar to a wino, so maybe people confuse that. Well, the people who suspected him, well, not him, but maybe the people who suspected the murderer of being a wino. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think it was Camille. Could be wrong, but I highly doubt it was Camille because he owes Tucker a lot. And why would you kill somebody who did you something big by having you accepted to a football team? So seems like things at the university are starting to get slowly back to normal. Not as many security guards as there were initially, and there are less security guards, and students are starting to get back into doing their assignments. So I wonder when we'll finally get to see bills for Camille and Connor, because so far we pretty much been getting nothing but Brendan updates. Kind of more interesting, Camille and Connor, but I don't mind Mr. Cott. I don't mind Brendan. So both Brendan and Rex have to be kind of careful because it's still ultimately a teacher-student-professor relationship. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for this update right now. Enjoyed it, and kind of got my attention when the students mentioned about the murderer, about there being a murder in the description of the murderer. That got my attention in this update. So that's all I have for now. All the information for the game's description box below. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.